Zixsara had always considered humans endlessly entertaining. Their awkward attempts at galactic standard, their strange devotion to caffeinated drinks, and their utter failure to grasp the ancient warrior legacies that once ruled the stars, amused her deeply. "Come on, Marcus," she chirped, crystalline mandibles glinting with restrained laughter. "Just try it on. I want to see how absurd you'll look." Marcus Chen stood inside the climate chamber of Zixsara's ancestral estate on Velshara Prime, gazing at the ceremonial suit of armor resting on an obsidian dais. The Cathari had once been the most feared fighters across 3 quadrants of the galaxy, their armor famous for turning common soldiers into living storms of destruction. This particular relic had belonged to one of Zixsara's great forebears, War Master Kexin the Unyielding. "I don't know," Marcus murmured, ruffling his dark hair. "It feels kind of disrespectful." "Disrespectful?" Zixsara's laughter rang like wind through crystal chimes. "Marcus, my people haven't fought an actual battle in 6 millennia. We're diplomats now, paper pushers. That armor's just an old relic gathering dust. Besides, it can't activate for you. Our biosignatures are incompatible with human physiology." That final assurance convinced him. Marcus had spent 2 years studying xenoarchaeology on Velshara, and Zixsara, his partner and closest companion, had never led him wrong. If she said it was harmless, it probably was. "All right," he sighed. "But if this goes bad, you're covering my caffeine bill for a month." The armor separated neatly into segments, each piece surprisingly light. Zixsara helped him fasten the chest plate, the gauntlets, the greaves, and finally the helmet. As the last section sealed, a faint tingling danced across Marcus's skin. "See?" Zixsara stepped back, 4 eyes gleaming with humor. "You look like a kid raiding their parents' wardrobe. Now give me your fiercest warrior pose." Marcus complied, raising his arms in an exaggerated stance meant to look menacing. Zixsara's laughter burst out uncontrollably, her carapace quivering with mirth. Then, the armor awoke. A sound like rolling thunder filled the chamber as radiant veins of golden light streaked across every segment. Ancient symbols rippled along the surface in ways that hurt to look at directly. Marcus gasped as energy surged through him, every nerve alive, every breath electric. Zixsara's laughter died instantly. "That can't be right," she stammered. "The biolock should have prevented." She never finished. A sudden burst of symbols filled Marcus's vision, text glowing in midair across the helmet's interior. It wasn't any known language, yet he understood every word as though he'd always known it. Genetic compatibility confirmed. Variant progenitor, class alpha, full synchronization commencing. Welcome, inheritor. "Marcus, take it off," Zixsara demanded, her tone stripped of all humor. "Right now," he tried. His hands went to the clasps, but the armor ignored him. Instead, waves of data poured into his consciousness. Tactical frameworks, weapon schematics, combat instincts that felt disturbingly natural. And deeper still, there were memories, not his own. He saw the Cathari of eons past, proud, disciplined, bound by conquest. But behind their rise stood another presence, a species that towered above them, bipedal and eerily familiar. They wore the same glowing armor, moving in perfect harmony with the Cathari against shadowy creatures beyond the galactic edge. The Architects. That was their name, and they had been human, or something close enough that the difference no longer mattered. Long before recorded history, humanity's ancestors had seeded the stars with their genetic code, shaping countless civilizations in their image. "Your people didn't forge this armor," Marcus whispered, his voice layered with harmonics not entirely his own. "Mine did." Zixsara stumbled backward, her carapace flashing confused shades. "That's not possible. Humans are new to the stars. You've barely achieved faster than light travel." "You can't be." "We forgot," Marcus said softly. "We had to." Visions flooded him, Earth as it once was, vibrant, advanced, and connected to worlds across the heavens. Then came ruin, a catastrophe so immense it erased millennia of knowledge, forcing humanity to retreat into myth and isolation. They'd fallen but never vanished. Their legacy lingered hidden in DNA, waiting to awaken. The armor thrummed with life, fully synced now. Marcus could feel its systems pulsing with restrained power. Defenses, weapons, movement so fluid it felt like thought itself. This was no Cathari design. It had always been meant for human hands. Zixsara's voice trembled. Marcus, please stop. You're frightening me. That plea pierced through the torrent of memories. Marcus fought against the armor's control, his will pushing back. Slowly, the golden glow dimmed, and the overwhelming presence retreated. With effort, he unlocked the helmet and lifted it away. Zixsara stood before him, frozen, 4 eyes wide with fear and disbelief. Marcus exhaled, guilt washing over him. I'm still me, he said quietly. Still your friend. But Zixsara, we need to tell the Galactic Council. If this thing recognizes me, if what it showed me is true, then humanity's story isn't what anyone believes. For a long moment, Zixsara said nothing. Her shell shimmered through uncertain hues before slowly settling into its usual deep blue. Then, to Marcus's surprise, she laughed, a strained, shaky sound edged with disbelief. My mother is going to end me, she muttered. I just exposed that humans are the mythical architects. Do you realize how badly this will tangle interstellar politics? Despite everything, Marcus couldn't help but smile. Honestly, probably less than you think. Humanity's been out of the picture for ages. We've got a lot of catching up to do. Zixsara drew herself upright, her composure gradually returning. Then it seems, she said with wry dignity, you'll need a guide, and that armor certainly won't study itself. Marcus glanced down at the ancient suit, faint golden lines still pulsing softly across its surface, almost as if it recognized him, waiting patiently. He felt a weight settle in his chest, not of fear but of purpose. His quiet, uneventful life as a xenoarchaeology student was gone. Ahead lay something far more daunting, truths buried in time, secrets that could reshape everything the galaxy believed about its origins. Yet when he looked at Zixsara, curiosity flickering in her eyes instead of fear, he found the courage to face it. Maybe this wasn't a burden at all. Maybe it was a beginning. Humanity had slept through eons of history, forgotten its power, its reach, its story. But as the armor's faint glow reflected in his eyes, Marcus realized something profound. It wasn't just ancient memory awakening. It was an inheritance, and it was calling. For the first time in countless ages, a human stood wearing the armor of the architects, and somewhere deep within its circuits, a voice older than empires whispered to him like a promise. Welcome back.